What are you doing? Come on. Come on. Yes, sir. Come on. Hey, guys, welcome back. Rojo. This is Brody. Welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel this evening. What do you think? Who's that? Are you sad? You want to go play? Oh, man. You want to go play? Brody is my little buddy. He helps me out around the farm for sure. All right, go have fun. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Wednesday night live stream here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. I have been out running the tractor all day long. I came back in for a second. I thought, I'm going to get a little rest in. So I turned on the TV, turned on an episode of Roadkill. I don't know if any of you guys watch Roadkill, but I turned on an episode of Roadkill and watched about 10 seconds of it and then checked my emails on my phone and realized I had about 50,000 emails I needed to go handle. So welcome, guys. Welcome. Plague of Badgers in the house. So yes, as you come in the door, we're going to talk about Miss Stoney Ridge. Prayers for speedy recovery. Thanks, guys. 12:33 Pacific. Just saw this. We'll pray for her healing. I don't know if she needs prayers, but I'll say this. She probably is going to need some rest. She's at work right now. She went on to work today. It's been, let's get this out of the way. It's been trying times for Miss Stoney Ridge. So I took your guys' advice, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. I took your advice on taking some time for me and Miss Stoney Ridge to go and enjoy ourselves and have a little me time, a little us time. And that kind of backfired on me because she hasn't had a cold she hasn't had a cold this bad since I started dating her like 14 years ago. So since she was probably 22 years old, she hadn't had a cold. Bill McNamus, refresh your browser if you can't see me, brother. So she's getting better. She's still under the weather. She decided to go on to work today because she doesn't call out of work. So we'll just tell you what kind of person she is. She does not call out of work. She will drag herself if she has an obligation, she will stick to that obligation. She'll drag herself to work. And I feel bad. She's probably going to watch this on her way home. But yeah, so Miss Stoney Ridge had a horrible cold over the last, it started out like Thursday or Friday. And she got a little tickle in her throat. Next thing you know, she was down for the count and literally on the couch all weekend long. So Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and yesterday, literally on the couch. I bet she slept probably 18 hours a day, maybe longer than that. So, yep. So anyhow, she is a trooper. She's doing better, and I did my best. I went to the store and got her anything she wanted. I said, whatever you want, I'll get it, whatever medicine you want. The first night, I had to kind of push the meds on her because she doesn't like to take medicines. I don't like to take medicines either. I don't like to take pills, but sometimes we got to do that. So got her on the right meds, feeling better. We're not the kind of people to jump to conclusions and run to the doctor every time we pass gas. We're not that kind of people. We's country people. So most of the time when you got a cold, you just kind of stick it out or whatever. So no, Brian, not pregnant. And dear God, don't want to be pregnant unless we get married again. That's not the scenario we would like to have. So yeah, absolutely. But she's feeling better. So guys, welcome. As you come in the door, please hit the like button. 530 of you here, but 25 likes. So hit that like button. The farm is absolutely roasting. I'm sitting on the front porch right now. It is 91 degrees, and according to the Weather Channel app on my phone, it feels like 98. I am exhausted. I have been running like a chicken with my head cut off. So I caught up with all of my video chores, my work chores that I needed to do, aside from just the maintenance of the farm, before this weekend, so that me and Miss Stoney Ridge could go. We had a river trip planned. We had plans to go up in the mountains. We had plans to go to the drive-in movie theater in the back of the candy cane Ford truck. We had all these plans, and I know she felt horrible getting sick. And it was not COVID. So Yep, we tested for that. So, yep. But on the contrary, it's life-saving. It's a life-saving event. I don't know what mad. Most people look at colds and flus as a very indoctrinated way, thinking it's a bad thing. It is a good thing. We should all get a cold. We should all get sick once in a while. That's why she was so sick. Got hummingbirds flying right around my head. That's why she got so sick, man. You're supposed to get sick. You're supposed to catch a cold once in a while. I don't think she's had a real cold in the last, like I said, 14 years. So when she got it, she got sick as a dog. Needless to say, evidently, I'm a little bit older and I catch a cold, probably 2 times a year or something like that. And that's okay. I think it makes you stronger. I try to eat good, eat the best I possibly can, and I am drinking coffee. See those hummingbirds? You'll see them fly by. She sounds like my wife. She never calls in, even if she's in need of a doc. Yep, that's it. Josh, somebody named Josh asked about the Jeep, about the Willis Jeep. I was just thinking about that today, and in fact, I just watched an episode of Roadkill Garage with Freiberger and Dulcich. I don't know if you guys watched that show, Roadkill Garage. It's a great show, and it's got me motivated. So, most certainly, the first project of the winter this year, aside from working in the shop and getting everything finished out in the shop the way I need it to be, is to start on the Willis Jeep again, to get that project finished. So if you guys don't know, early on in the channel, we had several cool vehicles that we used to play with. A $100 truck, which has been sold. Stolen. I almost said stolen. Yep, been sold. And the Willis Jeep that we pulled out of the barn, pulled out of my dad's barn. This was a Jeep that I rode around in as a kid, probably where I learned how to drive a manual transmission, a stick transmission. And yeah, so we started working on that. We pulled the body off of it, we cleaned it all up, and then bam. So, yep. She never caught the ultimate C virus. Nope, never got it. So, but anyway, yep. Somebody said get her out in the sun, some vitamin D. We did. We had that discussion on day 2. I was like, you got to get outside. Go outside this morning and just walk. Walk down to the mailbox, walk up to the shop, walk around the trails, do some walking for sure. Check out my hummingbird collection. Yeah, there's hummingbirds everywhere. Mm-hmm. All right. So, anyhow, she is feeling better, and instead of doing what I'd planned on doing, which was having a nice relaxing weekend and not doing anything, really just trying to not do anything, just taking your guys' advice, because you're saying, man, you're being too hard on her, you're expecting her to be perfect, you expect perfection, blah blah blah. I got really attacked after I did the live stream with Miss Stoney Ridge, and the simple fact was, whenever we do a live stream and you guys are throwing out like a super chat or something like that, then yeah, I've got to recognize that. I've got to stop that. So I've got to stop, and she needs to recognize it too. And we got to talk afterwards. Like, you see a super chat come through, stop. Because if somebody cares enough to send $30 or $5 or $2 or $100, we got to stop and say thank you. We really do. That's very important. Is she only sick in the morning? No. No, sir. No, sir. No Badger's milk today. No, I am drinking coffee. I have a surprise. So I've got to drive. I've got about an hour and a half drive. I'm going to go pick up 2 kayaks, 2 sit-on-top type kayaks. We've been doing a lot of river trips over the last few months. Pretty much this summer would be the most we've ever gone down the river, but we've done some river trips, and we've got just a few hot days left, and I want to do a sunrise river trip as the river comes to life in the morning. And where we go down the river is called the Dan River. It's pretty close to us here. Crosses into Virginia, North Carolina several times. So, yeah, thank you guys for all your thoughts and prayers. She's feeling better. She's not back to 100% at all. She's very weak, very tired, and she did go into work this morning. I would have, if it had been me, I'd have probably called out, because I don't feel like prolonging a cold. But as we get older, we think about things a little bit different. Is there any nice land for sale where you are? John R. There's land for sale all over everywhere. But guys, this is not the right time. We had this discussion last night. Let's talk about land. Let's talk about that real quick. We had a discussion last night with some of my friends who are looking at 50 acres. Well, 50 acres where we live here would have cost about $100,000 about 5 years ago. Now it's like $350,000, $400,000. And interest rates are sky high. They're like 8.5 or something like that. This is not the time, guys. The reason those interest rates are up is basically driving an economic downturn. Our housing market, and this is my prediction, I've heard this, our housing market and our land market is not stable. Okay, so prices are absolutely ridiculous. The farm that you see back here did not look like this when we bought it, but we paid $2,000 an acre for this land and cleaned it all up. So definitely increased the value of the land when we bought the land, and it's always a great investment. But did we increase the value that much? I don't know. Thanks, Biden. I don't think you can just blame Joe Biden. I don't think Joe Biden is to blame for every single problem that everything on planet Earth. I just don't think it, because inflation's happening all over the world. So we can't blame Joe. We can't blame Joe for much of anything, because poor Joe he needs a medical evaluation, in my opinion. And even if you voted for him, if you're being honest with yourself, I think if you don't think that, then something's wrong, because you see some of the stuff that's being said, like basically everything that he says is read off a teleprompter, and he can't seem to get his words together. So I don't know, man. We paid $43K for our little third of an acre. Yeah. Ugh. No way, man. Hey, come here. Come here, boy. Where'd he come? Cats and dogs living together, playing rough. Good. Lay down. Term and age limits are a must. I don't know. Archard Homestead. Poor guy is right. He's just being used. Okay, so there was somebody that just said they're a new follower here. Hold on one second. Josh, you look and just for many years. Josh, you look and sound just like a man that I have known for many years. Sadly, COVID took him. Okay, sorry about that, brother. Jamul Farms LLC, new sub, awesome. And it's on mobile chicken coop. How's it doing now? How's the egg production? So the mobile chicken coop over here is not. It's not producing right now. The chickens aren't quite old enough. They're getting there. I opened up the laying boxes, and I'm actually going to go pick up 5 more chickens here later this evening. So Troy Jones sends a $5 super chat, says, "Get well soon, Miss Stoney Ridge." Thanks, man. Hit the limit on typing, but hope someone know it's not much. I don't know. Philip the Wise sends a link to the Patreon site. That's where if you want to buy beef, you can do that. So, fix the rust buckets in the house. Philip the Wise. I'm just scrolling through here real quick. I made an offer on my neighbor's land of $5,500 for 10 acres of jungle. Wow, $5,500 an acre. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't ever see myself selling. I almost wish I didn't sell. I had 50 acres across the road, and I almost wish I didn't sell it. Come here, boy. Come here. But I did, and I got 2 great neighbors out of it. So that was good. And I did put a restriction on it. Dean says, sent stars and a message prior, LOL. Thank you. Thank you, Dean. Thank you. Retype your message so I see it, buddy. I don't see the stars come through, but I will go back and recognize you. So thank you, guys. Holy cow. Send in super chats. Ralph Woodward sends a $4.99 super chat. And John R. says, coffee for Miss Stoney Ridge, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, buddy. Biden's just a cup. Boy, the comments are rolling now that I said something about Biden. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. So, yes, sir. Well, I'm now in California. I see it every day. Brought my kids to a better place up north. And let me tell you, what do you mean restrictions? Okay, so restrictions. And I got snapped at, Brian. I got snapped at about this when I when I told people this. I put a restriction on the land that I sold over here. I had 50 acres. I don't want this area to become a housing development. I don't at all. I don't want it to become a trailer park. So I put a restriction on it that only one single family dwelling could be put on that property, period. That's it. That's the restriction that I put on that property. And that way it's 225-acre tracts. And that way we don't have, and the restriction also dictated that no mobile home parks could be placed in there. We have a mobile home park about 3/4 of a mile away. And dude, don't get me wrong, man. I lived in a mobile home park for, or trailer park, for lack of better terms, for at least 4 or 5 years when I first got out of the military. So, hey, Brody, come here. Come here, boy. So, that being said, nothing against people that live in a mobile home park at all. Nothing against that at all. I just don't want I don't want a housing development right beside me. I just don't want it. That's why I moved to the country, because I didn't want to live in a housing development, and I don't want one right beside me. So, that's it. Land preservation, farm preservation, keeping it country from now on until the day that I die, because I'm the only one that can really enforce this restriction, is this is going to stay country. And that's it. And I think my neighbors were really worried about that when I first moved onto this property. There's one house at the end of the road, and we talked about it the other day, and they're like, we didn't know who was going to buy this place or what they were going to do, if they were going to put a trailer park in, if they were going to put a neighborhood in, subdivide it. And we're super happy to have you as a neighbor. And that's what I got. Yeah. This is Brody. Brody will show you it's hot. I'm panting too on the inside, Brody. So it's 91 degrees out here. And little Brody's toasty too. Feels like 98. So Brody is a cockapoo. Come here, boy. He's a part Cocker Spaniel, part poodle, right? He's a doodle, but he doesn't shed. That's the main thing, right? You don't shed. He's the sweetest dog ever. If you ever get a chance to get one of these little poodle, coodle, whatever you call them, dogs, he's great. His name as a puppy was Rojo, right? Rojo. But his name is Brody now. Brody. But I think he still goes by Rojo. I think it brings back good childhood memories, right? So that's Miss Stoney Ridge's dog. And we hang out all day. He's my little office buddy, and he's going to actually ride down to go pick up the kayaks that I just talked about. So I've got 2 sit on top kayaks that I'm going to go get, because again, we've been going down the river quite a bit this year. We've been bumming kayaks and canoes from my buddy John, and I'd rather just have our own so we can get out here in the pond and do some fishing and stuff like that. Yep, I don't want a big doodle dog. And when you live in my place is 1,200 square feet. I live in a mobile home here, and I don't want a big dog in my little house. I just don't want a big dog. I just don't want that. Big dogs are for outside on the farm, and a little dog is cute to have on the inside. Sturgey says, maybe a bit behind. Whatever happened to the mean neighbor? Oh, that was like 3 years ago. So the mean neighbor, we had a guy, I had a bit of conflict with a fellow, and this fellow lives right over there, and I don't have to see him very much, but he does live next to some other friends of mine, and he's a problem causer. He's just a problem causer all the time, I'm told, and he caused a problem with me. So I'll tell you guys the story of the problem-causing neighbor, and you can tell me how ridiculously childish this got. So this fella, there's a big old praying mantis right there. I'll show you in a minute. So this fella, I was clearing and improving some land, and I had a survey crew come out. So the survey crew had to pay like $600 to come out and survey some land. They parked on the side of the road near his house. Now, this wasn't like nice lawn groomed area. This was just on the side of a busy road. They parked right there and walked the property lines and marked everything. And they had to set up right there for their little lasers or whatever it is, their GPS stuff. They had to set it all up. So they set, what is that? It's a gigantic spider. Wow. Man, the porch is alive. Hold on. I'll show you that in a minute too. So anyhow, homeboy, I get distracted easy. Homeboy got really, really mad and told me that spider is huge, man. He got really angry and jumped up on the loader where my guy was clearing land and told him he couldn't park there. And he told the survey crew that they couldn't park there. So I went up there to like smooth it over, man, because I'm pretty PC, I would say I'm pretty PC. Until you mess with me, and then you'll get the hot end of the stick. Well, I walked up and I said, "Hey man, I'm sorry about what's going on here. What can we do to make it right? I heard that the guy's name is Frank. I heard that he parked over there, and I'd already heard that this guy was crazy from the people that were doing the survey. They're like, you got a crazy neighbor up here." So I said, "What can we do?" And I got Frank, and Frank pulled over on another side of the road and didn't have any more issues, right? Well, this guy said, "You can pay rent." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You can pay rent. You need to pay rent for using my yard. You're messing up my grass and you need to pay rent." I said, "What do you mean?" "Well, he's your contractor and you're responsible for him and you need to pay rent." I said, "Man, we live in the country, bro. We live out here in the country. If you pull off on the side of the road to install the cable internet, or if you pull off on the side of the road to as a power company or as a survey crew or as a guy clearing land, it's just expected in the country. Now, if you tear up the yard or spin up the driveway or whatever, yeah, sure, I understand that." So I told him, "Look, man, we totally respect your place. We don't want to make you mad." So we moved Frank's truck off. Frank was really, really mad because this guy, you just don't do this, right? You just don't jump up on somebody else's loader tracks on a Caterpillar 953 or 963. You don't jump up on a loader track and put your finger in the face of one of these heavy equipment operators. They will bust you up. They will not take that, okay? So Frank called me up and he's like, "Man, I'm going to," so he's freaking out. Anyway, I went up there, tried to smooth it over, and this guy told me he wanted me to pay rent. So I lost it, man. I just totally lost my cool. I was like, "You know what you can do? You can take this yard and shove it straight up your," and then I called the police to let him know. I called the state police and I called the county sheriff, and I had them both come out and show him what the right-of-way was on the side of the road, and then he couldn't tell me whether I could park there or not. But I respect that he didn't want me to park there. What I don't respect was the sassy, angry, hateful, and mean attitude that he displayed to me, his neighbor, who was improving the property across the street. So for the next 3 to 5 weeks, this gentleman, who was a complete nutter, decided, evidently he's healed up now, I don't know, who decided that he was going to put trash, weight benches, old couches, any kind of garbage and debris out there on the side of the road, right? So that whoever looked at my place would be deterred from it. Like, because he thought he was just being a little jerk. Yep, Brian, you had it. He was being the B word. So he just kept piling stuff up. So I just kept riding through and giving people updates on what new garbage my neighbor had piled up there. It was a super, ultra childish and ridiculous situation. And that guy knows what an idiot he is and what an idiot he's still an idiot. I don't care. Yeah, it angers me to even think that there are people out there on this earth that are that ridiculously stupid. He is profoundly ridiculous. Okay. That's why I moved to the country, is to get away from that profoundly don't step on my lawn neighbor stuff. Now, that being said, I don't allow people to fish in my pond. The reason I don't allow people to fish in my pond or out here on the pastures is because it damages the land and people always leave trash and litter behind. Now, that guy, I told him, "I respect your request and we will get no vehicles will park. As long as I'm here, no vehicles will ever park there again." He still piled up garbage on the side of the road. Even after I said that, even after I told him that, finally one day he comes down here and I'm working in the garden in the smallest pair of shorts that any human being should ever wear in their own garden. That's why I live in the country, man. It's hot outside and I got those little bitty army shorts on that are like this big. Not an attractive scene, okay? So I'm in the garden and I'm working, I'm picking tomatoes and weeding and stuff like that. Got me a hoe out there. And he pulls up and he just stops down here at the gate. And This is before the fencing was built out here. And I said to him, hey, man, do you want to solve this problem or are you here to fight? And he threw his hands up like this. So what did I do? Well, I thought I was going to have to go down there and whoop some tail. I thought, well, okay, if this guy wants to rumble, man, we'll rumble. I don't care, man, at this point. So I went down there and basically we both apologized to each other. I told him I was sorry that my contractor, whom I seemed to have some telepathic control over, parked in his non-existent moss grass, for which it was so important to him that he could stack up trash on the side of the road on top of it. That was okay, right? So we apologized and we made up, and I haven't had any dealings with this lunatic anymore, and I hope to never have any dealings with him again. This person has caused trouble in our neighborhood. He's caused trouble in our school system. He's put rocks out on the side of the road for the mail lady. So the mail lady comes in and pulls in to a little spot of grass to put the mail in the mailbox. It's the homeowner's responsibility to put a little bit of gravel down right there, or the state can put it down too, so that the mail person doesn't have to run through a mud hole. Well, he put a rock right in front of the mailbox. So the mailbox is here and she would have to pull in and back out and go that way. The risk of her backing out and running over a child was very, very high, or backing out and hitting a car or something. Mail people don't do that. So the mail carrier, so what she did, they just put a letter in his box and stopped delivering his mail. This is the kind of person that I was dealing with here, guys. And he still got the rock, but it's just 10 feet on the other side of the mailbox, and it's still out on the corner where Frank parked his truck years ago. So, yeah, that's the crazy neighbor. Can he be charged? Okay, so problem, Charles, here's how we solve this problem, okay? There was something going on that solved the problem besides him coming down and talking to me. So I called code enforcement on him, because code enforcement enforces the codes, and it is against the code for him to put trash on the side of the road. Period. It's against the code. It is not civilized. We live in a civilization of civilized people. It is uncivilized and it will not be tolerated. So we turned him into code enforcement. Code enforcement came out and told him where the right-of-way stopped. So he put it on the other side of the right-of-way so they couldn't say anything. And then called in for garbage laying out on the side of the road. And he got in trouble from code enforcement. What they did was imposed a fine every single day to his tax card until he got that out. And he had like 15 days to comply, or they would impose a daily fine on his tax card. And when he went to pay his property taxes at the end of the year, that daily fine would be on his property tax. That's what solved the problem. Did I need to go that far? Could he just said, respectfully said, hey guys, can you guys not park on my grass right here? I've been trying to get my grass to grow, blah, blah, blah. But if he was, why would he pile trash up on it? He was just being a total jerk. That's what it was. So anyway, what's in the blue box? Now, here we go. RH says, Joe's a big problem. Of course, what's going on in our country, making stupid decisions, letting China buy, take our land. Dude, come on, man. Guys, turn the daggone news channels off. Please turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Please turn it off. Turn off that crap and start living. We're not supposed to be constantly bombarded with a line of bullcrap from a news station that's trying to get ratings. Whether it's your favorite news station, it's CNN, NBC, MSNBC, Fox News, any of them, they are all getting ratings, okay? I don't know what the slogans are for them. I don't know what they are. I don't watch them, and I just don't watch them. I don't watch them, and I'm not against your political agenda, whatever that might be. I'm just against living in a world where the sky is constantly falling. I am not going to live that way, and your human psyche, your mind is not designed to live that way. Who cares if Bill Gates gets rich? What's it to me? I don't care. He ain't taking my land. I'll tell you that. Ain't nobody taking it. And there's a reason. They ain't gonna take it. I won't be alive if they do. That's it, man. So turn off that stuff. Just turn it off. And I see the views just falling off. Yeah, Josh is Democrat. Josh is Republican. I'm not going to join. My dad's not bigger than your dad. My dad can't beat your dad up. And I'm not picking sides and picking teams. I'm for America, and I'm for unity, and I'm for our country. Okay? That's it. wait, Spider. He's still up there. I'm for unity. I'm for our country. I'm for love. I'm for caring about each other. I'm for loving our neighbor, treating people with respect. And we just got done talking about what I had to do with a guy that wasn't treating me with respect and wasn't treating his other neighbors with respect. It's sad that there are people out there that would do that don't step on my lawn attitude. It's also sad that people would abuse that don't step on my lawn attitude. I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to bother him. I never in the world would even consider bothering him. I don't want to bother anybody. I just want peace. And that's it. And the only way I could get peace from this nut stacking up garbage on the side of the road was to solve that problem. So again, guys, I know a lot of you probably turn on whatever news channel it is you watch, and some people just leave it on all day in their house. It's not good for you. It's not good for the human psyche. It is not good for you to be thinking that all the time the sky is falling and nobody's working and China's taking everything. Dude, everything around you is from China. If you don't want China to take anything, go buy American. But I'm going to tell you right now, I make good money and I can't afford an American-made socket set. I ain't going to pay $2,000 for a socket set that I can go buy for $150 at Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. So if we want American-made, high-quality products, we're going to have to find a way for an American manufacturer to make an affordable, high-quality product that's comparably priced to the garbage that comes over from overseas. Okay? That's it. That's what we're going to have to do. I can't afford it. Fix the rust buckets in here. Chris, can you afford to go buy a Snap-on socket set? I mean, these people... That's another hook, bait and hook. How many of you guys have Snap-on tools that you bought brand new that you had to go into debt to buy them? How many of you guys go to your local Ford, Chevy, Buick, whatever, they still make Buicks, your local GM dealer, your local Ford dealer, your local Honda, Hyundai, Kia, and you look in the service bays and you see brand spanking new young people working in there with brand new high dollar, high-end American-made toolboxes and tools that cost tens of thousands of dollars. Now, they can earn that money back for sure, but they bury themselves in debt. So the first thing they do is buy that big old Snap-on toolbox, and then you go on Facebook Marketplace, and they're all over Marketplace for a quarter or a 16th of the price, right? Snap-on and Blue Point and Matco is a ripoff, says Brian Forrest. He said it. I didn't say it. Thomas Burns says something about Brandon. So if you want people to buy American, I want to buy American furniture. I want to buy American clothing. I could not find a t-shirt source. This is a TYM t-shirt, but I could not find a t-shirt source or a hat source that was strictly made in America, 100% made in America. I couldn't find it. I could not find it. I wanted to made. I could not find it. Right up the road is Martinsville, Virginia, Bassett, Virginia, Ridgeway Clock, Bassett Furniture, Hooker Furniture, Tultex Manufacturing, Panel Knitting, all these companies, VM Draper Manufacturing Company, my great-grandfather's company, all this got driven into the ground when we started doing, I think it's what's called NAFTA. We started the free trade thing, and we ran all of these unskilled jobs out of the country. We ran them out of the country. That's your politicians that did it. Now, is it our fault that we can't afford to go buy a $2,000 American-made socket? I don't think so. Socket set? I don't think so. When you go into Walmart and you go to buy a stool, like a stool I'm sitting on here on the front porch, they're all made in other countries, in China and in other countries. They all are. What choice do we have? Why would I go buy a $40 stool for $850 because it's made in Bassett, Virginia? Why don't we just have comparable pricing? I don't know. I don't know. But I do know this. The more stuff we buy from China, the more of their resources we take away from them, right? So they have to buy the resources back. China just doesn't automatically just have all these resources. They have to get them back, right? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I watch people like you, not fake news. Yes, NAFTA during the Clinton administration opened the door. Bam, that's it. That's what killed it. That's what killed small towns all over the country. That's what killed the textile industry. That's what killed the furniture industry. Bassett Furniture, again, is 20 minutes away from here. My family made furniture parts for Bassett Furniture out of hardwood trees and pine that was raised right here in Virginia, North Carolina. Okay? That's the furniture you used to buy. Now you got to find it in an antique store. That's sad. It's really sad. Ooh. See what happens when I drink too much coffee? Guys, if you're just joining us, Miss Stoney Ridge is feeling better. She had been sick for the whole weekend long. I got a ton of chores done. I got a ton of awesome videos filmed for you guys. But yeah, if you're just joining, Miss Stoney Ridge is feeling much, much better. She is back to work today, which is great. And it's not morning sickness, as far as I know. I don't think it could be morning sickness. Jerry says people just don't want to work, it seems. Well, Jerry, when people can make more money sitting on their tuchus on the couch watching Jerry Springer, is Jerry Springer still on? I don't even know. Then they can getting out and working. What's the motivation? What is the motivation? So we're going to have to cut some of these freebies out. That's what we're going to have to do. This is the school that I grew up in. If you didn't put in, you don't get out. So you got to put in, and everybody, you, me, everybody is going to come on hard times at some point in their life, okay? And what we're supposed to do as responsible adult human beings is try and plan for those hard times. Don't go out and get a food stamp card and go buy a pack of cigarettes and tell me you need government assistance for your food, okay? I just don't see it. Don't go out and buy a 12-pack of beer and a pack of nabs and some beanie weenies and a soda with your food stamp card and tell me you need money for food, okay? It's not right. It's just not right. I don't know, man. I didn't aim for this to be a political rant. Diana, thank you. Diana Mulligan sends a $10 super chat. Thank you, Diana. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. R8 says, I watch people like you, homesteaders. And okay, here's a question, and I want all you guys. There's 722 of you here. Hit the like button, please. I want all of you guys, hey, sweetheart, to give me your feedback on this. Okay? I got told the other day I got told that I was being talked about by a very prominent homesteading channel. And that discussion was that I was a know-it-all. Well, isn't it my job to go out here and not be a know-it-all, but isn't it my job to go out here and try and learn the best ways to do stuff on this piece of property and share that with you? And when I mess up, to share that with you and to be strong and intelligent and confident about the things that I do, and also be strong and intelligent and confident about the things that I did wrong and share it with you? I think so. I think so, right? Or would you rather watch the homesteading channel that constantly is having ridiculous fake blunders? Ridiculous. We never thought this would happen. You know, ridiculous fake blunders. My dog killed my kitty cat. That happened. Okay? We lost some chickens out here. That happened. But every video I publish is not something ridiculous that happened. And views are down because of that. The view count is down on this channel because of it has to be some outlandish ridiculousness in order for it to be promoted. And it's not right. I don't think it's right. So isn't that the point of your channel, is to inform us? Yes, George, is to teach. Clickbait titles with a crazy thumbnail. Exactly, Philip. There is embellishment in a title. There is putting relevant content in the title and a cool thumbnail, a cool, interesting thumbnail that begs the viewer to watch, versus some guy running a sawmill with his wife standing there half naked and her butt sticking out. What is that? Tell me what you guys think about that. Maybe you like that. Maybe that's what it's all about. I don't know. Tell me what that's all about. There is a brash of sawmill videos out there with women wearing the clothing that is absolutely bait and hook clothing, inappropriate for workwear clothing out there, just trying to get your click. And it gets promoted. So what do you think about that? If I have Miss Stoney Ridge in a video, it's going to be something where she's helping me out working, or we're together, or we're doing something. And it's going to be nice. It's going to be wholesome. She's not going to be half naked. She's not going to be out there in a bikini. Unless we're out on the lake or something. But I ain't taking you out on the lake because I'm not working. I'm not on the lake with me, right? What do you guys think about this? What do you think about this? It's userism is what it is. It's using it's people using their wives and their daughters and their girlfriends to get views by having them parade around half naked in the video. And I don't think that that's right. I think that there's a classy way to do that. And I think that a pretty woman is attractive, and that's it. I think that there's a classy way to do that. And then there's a way to do that that exploits people and exploits the woman that does that. So, and I'll tell you, I'm a guy. I love a pretty woman. I see a thumbnail with a pretty girl running a sawmill. My mind says, oh, you should watch that. Oh, she's cute, click, I see it. I see it. But there's a way to do it with dignity. It's about dignity, right? Yeah. If she's chopping wood and he's filming her butt, not empowering. That's it. Women should definitely be angry about this. Definitely be angry about this. I like that you aren't inventing BS crisis to gaslight people for the same. Yeah, I'm not, man. If it's happened, it's real. And I'm trying not to be an idiot. I'm trying not to make dumb decisions. I'm trying to make good decisions and right decisions and be smart. 2 weeks ago, when me and Miss Stoney Ridge were out here and we were on the live stream together, we were talking about saving back tomato seeds. I got so much backlash about this. Well, here's the fact. The simple fact is, if you don't do something right on the farm today, it will affect tomorrow. If you don't do something right this season, it will affect next season. And what we needed to do was both come together and figure out and show her, guide her through how to do it the right way so that next year we have success. It's not my way. It's just the right way. It's not my way. It's the way that I know will make us successful. And both of us don't have that same eye as it pertains to farming. Miss Stoney Ridge will go with me anywhere and do anything with me at any time. She cares for me deeply. She's a team player. She's always in. She's always for what's going on. Okay. She's a great person, right? But some people have more farm sense and some people have more house sense or more book sense or more sense. She works in the hospital, medical sense. There are things that she does every day that I don't want to do. There are things that I do every day and she still wants to do them. So she wants to learn. So that's it. Trees climber, that's shallow. What's shallow? Tell me what's shallow. There's right and there's wrong, and that's it. I'm not her daddy, and I don't want to be her daddy. I want her, and after that video last week, what you guys said was very important to me because I kept seeing it. I kept on seeing it over and over and over again. The same thing. You're controlling, you're controlling, you're controlling. So what did I do? I took your advice. And I backed off, and I'm continuing to back off. I know I need to back off sometimes. I do. Why try to live your life on YouTube? Because this is what I do for a living, my friend. This is the reason that this dream of owning and building a farm is here is because of what I do here on social media. This is it. I could not afford to build all of this and do all of this without that entrepreneurial spirit that it took to build this. So why share it on YouTube? Is because I care about you guys. I care about you, the viewer, the person that's followed this since I did my first video sitting out in this shed right here, sharpening the tractor blades on my bush hog and doing a horrible job at it. So that's why. That's why. So what was it here? Hold on. There was somebody that said something a minute ago here. That's shallow. Trees climber. Tree 3 climber. What's shallow? I want to know what's shallow. People's skin has become so thin. Ask me how to do becomes an obstacle. Yeah, absolutely. And I get it all day, every day, man. I get negative comments all day, every day. But that was the biggest pile of negative comments that I've had in a long time. And when multiple people are saying the same thing, then you better shut your mouth, look in the mirror, and listen, Josh. That's me. You better go, shut your mouth, look in the mirror, and listen, because there probably is something to it. Am I right? Am I right? Coffee's gone. We're into the water. Super hot today. Again, 91 degrees, 98 heat index right now. Yep. I watch this channel because it's interesting and fun. Left the ones that were making up fake content. Yep. Tree climber. TRE3 climber has been on the channel for a very long time. Who cares what yuppies have to say? They cancel everything. Just reading your comments here. What you're showing is a life experience. Exactly, dude, exactly. And guess what, man? Doing this major undertaking on a newly married couple is extremely stressful on a marriage. It is extremely stressful on a marriage. When we first moved here, we paid $120,000 for the land, $3,500 for the mobile home, and $2,000 to clean up around here. I put 20 grand into the mobile home. I sold my house in town and I made $40,000. I took that $40,000 and I brought it up here and started making a driveway and making a country life for myself. And that's what I did. And this is no miracle of modern science here. This is just what I did. I wanted this view. I didn't want to look out and see other houses. That's what I wanted. If you want it, follow your dream, chase your dream. If you want to watch homesteaders and farmers on YouTube or Facebook or wherever it is you watch them and learn and enjoy it. Know where your food comes from. This is not for everybody. It's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of thinking that has to go into it, okay? So anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but what I'm getting at is there's a lot of work involved in this, and there's a lot of money that gets spent. And on a new marriage, it is extremely stressful, and it is absolutely 100% important for you guys to know that not only is it stressful to build this and to start something like this, it's absolutely stressful on your social life too, on your social relationships. I don't have very much of a social life. I don't get to go on vacations. I have not been on a vacation this year. My only vacation was a workcation that I went to Minnesota for a Toro event, and I got to spend a day with Stanley the Dirt Monkey. That's my only vacation this year. By the way, meet and greet. I will say we're going to do a meet and greet. If any of you guys are from Kentucky, we're going to be in Louisville, Kentucky. I'll be in Louisville, Kentucky with Silent Josh, who you'll meet if you come at the Equip Expo. The Equip Expo is a lawn garden, chainsaw, outdoors, blah, 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 everything outdoors expo at the event center in Louisville, Kentucky. It's the same place I got my catalytic converter stolen from, and which I wasn't a very big fan of that. But we'll be down there, and if you guys are in that area, come to the show. It's like $25. It's a great time, and it's super interesting. Spend 2 days. You need 2 days to get through that. It is so overwhelming. But on the 18th, and by the way, we'll have a farm sitter. Somebody will be here full time while we're gone, so the animals and the house and everything will be looked after. 2:30 on the 18th of October. October 18th at 2:30, we'll be doing a meet and greet at the Toro booth, okay? Me and Stanley the Dirt Monkey will be there. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. But it should be fun, and I hope some of you guys will be there. That's a really good time. I will be at the National Farm Machinery Show in February. So if you get a chance to go to that, that is an unbelievable. If you're into equipment and cool tools and toys and outdoor stuff, that is a really awesome thing to go see. And you can go see all your favorite social media folks too. So Maynard said, I forgot who said it, but build a life. You don't need a vacation. Yeah, you need a vacation off of here sometimes. You need to get out. You need to get away. What I do, try to on a 4 and 5 day a week basis is either go mountain biking or go to the gym. I got to get off the farm. I got to go see some civilization. I just have to get out. I enjoy a nice restaurant. I enjoy good food. I like to go out to eat. I like to have a good cold outdoor man beverage. I do. And I like to hear live music. I like all this stuff. I love a baseball game and a hot dog, man. I do. So you got to get off here. You can't just drag it into the ground here on the farm. You've got to get away some. Let's see here. Somebody just, does ag have any shows in the mid-Atlantic? Mid-Atlantic. There's a North Carolina farm machinery show that's pretty cool. I'm in my shorts, by the way. Kind of getting a stretch on here. Yeah, you have to recharge. So you're just a true American like I am. Thank you. I just want to be me. That's all I want to be. Thank you guys so much. Again, Miss Stoney Ridge is doing better. We're going to show you before we leave. I'm going to thank you real quick, and then we're going to go and I'm going to show you this spider. It is like this big, and there is a praying mantis right here. I got to show you too. So we'll get Brody to say bye. Say bye, Brody. Say bye. Bye, everybody. Hello. Bye-bye. He's a good boy. I don't know what I'd do without this little dog. He's great company. He's going to ride with me to go get the kayaks for Miss Stoney Ridge and I. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys the two pieces of wildlife that are on the front porch that I didn't know were here until I sat down, and I can't concentrate. When you've got critters this big on your porch. So here, the praying mantis is over there, but we'll come back to him. This is the spider. That's a security camera right there. Look at this monster. Holy macaroni. Look at that guy. So Miss Stoney Ridge said there's a big old spider on the porch the other day. And I said, just leave him. Look at that monster. That looks like a tarantula, doesn't it? All right, let's go over here real quick and take a look at praying mantis. So I find praying mantis eggs all over the place on the farm. And I pick these praying mantis eggs off, and I put them in the flower beds here at the house. But that's a praying mantis. Hey, dude, let's see if we can get him to bite us. No, we're not going to do that. That's a big one right there. A little butt tickle. Take it. Awesome, guys. Well, here's a view of the farm. The cows are right over there. And in about 2 hours after I get back from getting the kayak, I'm going to move them across the road, and they'll be in this pasture right in front of the house. It's supposed to be 92 degrees tomorrow. There's a little bit of shade in that pasture, but it'll be all right. So, question regarding your small tractors. What do you generally use your JD and Select track for? The John Deere is a purpose-built machine right now. It's for mowing and using the backhoe. And the Select track, I've been putting out hay bales, anything and everything I can do around the homestead. Yep, that's it. It's no different than any other tractor, except for I just charge it up. That's it. And that's what this is. This is a battery. This is a lithium battery for powering electric fence. So we'll be setting those up out here, and out on the other side. Cool? Never heard of them biting. Oh, dude, you don't want to just grab a daggone praying mantis. No, that's a little bit too big of a bug for me to grab a hold of. I think they can bite you. If they can bite the head off another bug, I feel like they could probably bite the blood out of your finger. I don't know. Maybe we need to take the praying mantis and the big spider and put them in an aquarium and watch them fight. Oh, guys, we ain't gonna do that. Have a great day. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the Wednesday night live stream. Hit that like button on the way out the door. We got 255 of you that have hit it, and there's 600 of you in here watching. So thanks, guys. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you're not on the Cows and Coffee live stream channel on YouTube, please jump in and follow. Jump in and follow, okay? Love to have you there. You'll get more live stream stuff, especially if you're not on Facebook and you're only on YouTube. You'll get some of the live stream stuff. We typically do a live stream on the weekend also. Take care, guys. See you next time. Woo! Give me your woos. Woo!